The screen fades into darkness. A single heartbeat echoes. Then a voice cuts through the silence, cold and heavy with warning. Blood remembers. Blood never forgets. And in the shadows, blood demands a price. The words linger, carried by the sound of a storm breaking in the distance. A red drop falls into water, rippling out like an omen. The trailer begins not with faces, but with sound and shadow. The audience hears the faint hum of wind rattling against a broken window. The sound of footsteps follows slow, deliberate. Heavy like someone walking toward an inevitable fate, the narrator's voice enters. Steady, yet tinged with tension, every bond forged in blood carries a curse. Every promise, every betrayal, every wound, it all comes back. Blood remembers what the heart tries to forget as this is spoken. The screen flashes with fleeting images, a candle flickering out, a blood-stained letter being pulled from the fire, a hand gripping a dagger, shaking not from fear, but from rage. The music builds in layers. First a low hum, then a drum beat, steady as a heartbeat. Echoing the tension, narrator. Previously, the chains of family were tested, promises shattered. Brothers turned against brothers. Daughters chose vengeance over forgiveness. And now, in episode 9, the past bleeds into the present. The words are followed by rapid cuts, a shadow moving quickly through a dark corridor, a door slamming shut with force, blood dripping onto stone. Forming a pool that spreads outward, the camera never shows faces, ands in symbols and symbols. This makes the mystery stronger. Text on screen in sharp white letters. Blood ties or chains, the narrator lowers his voice to almost a whisper, as if warning the viewer directly, but chains can break. And when they do, nothing holds back the storm. Thunder crashes. The screen fades to black. A single whispered line is heard. You were never my blood. You were my curse. Silence. Then the faint sound of dripping water returns, as though time itself is counting down. The section ends with a final text overlay. Blood of my blood, episode 9, and beneath it, in crimson letters that slowly fade, coming soon, the screen does not open with light. It opens with sound. The faint echo of dripping water fills the silence. Each drop lands with a sharp clarity, like a clock counting down, like time itself running out. Then, almost too soft to notice, a whisper weaves into the darkness. Fragmented words, broken sentences, voices overlapping. None of them are clear, yet each one feels heavy with memory. You promised. He will betray you. Blood will answer. The whispers grow louder, but before they can become a roar, sound cuts off. Silence. A heavy breath follows. Slow, uneven, shaken. Then a voice. The narrator. Lower now, filled with weight. In every family, there are secrets that never see the light. Lies that bind tighter than truth. And when the chain begins to crack, the whole bloodline trembles. The music begins. Quiet at first, a low pulsing rhythm that beats like a second heart. With each beat, quick flashes appear on the screen. A silhouette standing before a massive wooden door, their shadow stretching longer than their body. A pair of trembling hands reaching for something unseen. A sharp blade reflecting dim light. A crimson ribbon being tied tightly around a wrist. The narrator continues in episode 9. The walls will not only whisper, they will scream. The shadows will not only hide, they will betray. And blood will not only bind, will burn. The words are punctuated with sound effects. Metal clashing. Glass shattering. A distant scream echoing as if trapped in stone corridors. None of the sounds are fully seen, but all of them are felt. Text appears on the screen in bold. Glowing letters, a secret revealed. The screen cuts to black for half a second, then flickers again with imagery. A candle being blown out, plunging a room into darkness. A hand reaching through iron bars, desperate but restrained. A pool of blood spreading across parchment, smearing over written words. The narrator's tone sharpens, gaining urgency. The secret they buried will rise. The truth they feared will break through. And when it does, no oath, no bond, no vow will survive. Another flash of text fills the screen. A bond broken. The sound of chains snapping fills the silence, going so loud it drowns the music. After the final snap, the silence feels heavier, more dangerous. A faint voice, one not of the narrator, but of a character, breaks through. You swore to protect me, but you lied. The line is soft, trembling, but filled with betrayal. It fades into an echo as the music swells again, darker, heavier now. The trailer cuts rapidly between faceless scenes, shadows running through narrow hallways, a torch being dropped, fire flaring against stone, an open book with pages ripped violently out, blood dripping down the hilt of a sword. The narrator speaks with finality. The bloodline will not endure what is coming. It will break. It will divide. And it will turn on itself. Final text crashes onto the screen. Atia, each word appearing one by one with a loud, thunderous beat. A war ignited. The music now explodes into a frenzy of drums and violins. Quick cuts flash faster, almost too fast to see, two shadows clashing in combat. A bloodied hand slamming against a stone wall. A sealed letter burning in the fire. A pair of eyes shown only for a second, filled with tears and fury. The music cuts suddenly, leaving only silence, then a single whisper. Chilling and sharp. Blood will have blood. The screen goes black. The faint sound of the heartbeat returns. Slower this time, more deliberate. The narrator speaks, his voice heavy. Final. Episode 9. The chain is breaking. Text appears, glowing red against black. Blood of my blood. Episode 9 coming soon. The section ends in silence, save for the faint drip of water continuing to fall, reminding the audience that time is still counting down. The trailer does not open with images. It opens with silence. A silence so deep, it feels unnatural, like the world itself is holding its breath. Then suddenly, a crack of thunder splits the void. A flash of lightning illuminates a shadowed figure standing at the edge of a cliff. The storm behind them rages, but they do not move. They only stare into the abyss as if waiting for something. Or someone. The narrator's voice enters, slower now, almost like a confession. Every storm begins with a single spark. Every war begins with a single betrayal. And in episode 9, the spark has already been struck. The sound of a sword unsheathing slices through the silence. A metallic ring vibrates in the air. The music begins against low strings. It's uneasy and haunting. The screen flashes with imagery. A dagger clattering across the stone floor, sliding to a stop in a pool of blood. A door being forced open by unseen hands, its wood splintering apart. A candle knocked over. Flames crawling across the floor toward parchment maps. The narrator's voice grows more intense, more urgent. The bloodline no longer fights shadows. It fights itself. Brother against brother. Sister against sister. Father against child. There is no loyalty left. Only survival. The drum beat enters again, sharp and pounding, each beat faster than the last. With every thud, the screen cuts. Two silhouettes clashing in a dark corridor. A hand raising a torch, lighting a hidden passage. A blood-red banner falling to the ground, trampled underfoot. Suddenly, everything stops. The music drops out. The screen goes black. A voice whispers, broken and trembling, yet filled with rage. You're not my blood. You're my curse. The words echo again, twisted and distorted, as if more than one voice is repeating them from different corners of the darkness. The screen flickers. Back-to-life images flash too quickly to be fully grasped. Like visions of what's to come, a blade raised high, about to strike. A book being slammed shut, dust rising from its pages, chains being pulled tight around someone's wrists. A single tear falling onto blood-stained fabric. The narrator speaks again, this time almost whispering, as though revealing a dangerous secret. The moment they feared is here. The truth is no longer hidden, and blood will answer for blood. The music returns, now chaotic, layered with sharp strings and pounding drums. The cuts come faster, pulling the viewer into the chaos. Shadows running through firelit halls. A blood-soaked letter being read, the ink smeared and torn. A hand smashing a glass goblet against a wall, wine spilling like blood. A silhouetted figure collapsing to the ground. Their outline trembling. On screen, words appear in blood-red letters. Each word flashing with the beat of the drums. Betrayal, vengeance, blood. The voices of the characters overlap, layered one over the other. Snippets of lines. You lied to me. I warned you. It ends tonight. Blood will pay for blood. The sound builds to a fever pitch. Voices and drums crashing together, then suddenly, silence. Only a single heartbeat remains. Slow, heavy. Final, the narrator returns. His voice darker than before in episode 9. Blood is no longer family. Blood is war. The screen shows one final image before fading to black. A single drop of blood falling into water. Oh, the ripples spreading endlessly outward. As though touching everything, text appears. Blood of my blood. Episode 9, the war begins. The section closes with the faintest whisper, so soft it almost goes unheard. This is only the beginning. Silence.